Or should I like be standing directly on this mark or what?
Can I go?
Yeah. Action.
I grew up in the Hall watershed.
My body water is Hum River.
Kanakajig Peak watershed.
Jebel Thuwaik watershed.
The river is called Shikeza.
Lago San Pablo.
San Rafael Creek.
Subscott watershed. Hocking watershed.
Feria River.
So, what is a watershed?
A watershed is an area of land from which any water that lands on it flows down into a common body of water.
You have this main stem of Captina and then all its little tributaries, which are like these little streams that branch out. And so the watershed pretty much encapsulates all that water in the land within and around it.
Our state lines are often straight, our county lines are often straight, but that doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense, and so the watershed makes more sense environmentally. Any precipitation that falls and runs off or runs down into the ground and then seeps out through a spring will end up in the Captina Creek. Anything that happens within that watershed can affect all the creatures in that watershed.
Goats.
It's an entity whose health can be determined. You can measure how healthy a watershed is.
So, how can you tell the health of the watershed?
There it is.
The bottom of this turbidity tube is a Secchi disc, which is just a little disc with black and white at the bottom. I'll look over the top of the tube and see if I can see the Secchi disc. If I can, I will let water out, and once I can, I'll take a measurement of how high up the water is.
Hey, I see it. 16 milliliter. Good.
So from what I've learned from Leonard, the best things are to go out and look at what's living in the streams.
And why would salamanders indicate that you had good water quality?
They breathe through their skin, so they breathe in the water, and if the water's good, they don't die.
I just remember being in biology class, and that was the first time I learned about what a hellbender was.
What's a hellbender?
It's a slimy, little beady-eyed, ugly creature
They're about 2 feet long.
that's so ugly it's cute.
They've got all these folds on their skin.
People would call them snot otters.
5 or 6 guys trying to pick up one rock. And
Go underneath it with your scuba gear.
What really is a hellbender?
this is a hellbender.
They are found in Captina Creek. They're not found very many other places in the state.
So that's why it's so cool for me to be able to tell people that, hey, there's this huge salamander in the creek in your backyard.
It's feeding time. water go?
We're going to start here at the upper reaches of the Captina watershed, and we're going to head down the stream to Powhatan Point, which is where the Captina Creek goes into the Ohio River.
It's hugging my leg. Go ahead.
There used to be a mine back in here, and the rock that came out of the mine that wasn't coal, they just piled it up, and it was there for years and years. So red this way anyway.
Like battery acid.
2.7.
Yeah.
2.7.
That's really acidic.
Wow.
So acidic.
2 point, yeah, that's about like your battery acid. You wouldn't want to drink that. Not too much of it.
What do we do to increase the level of pH?
They have a bunch of limestone. You can see some of it over there against the bottom edge. That's limestone, which buffers the acidity that's coming out of the gob. Makes it so pH isn't so high. Don't want water that has a pH of 2.8 going into the stream. You check it out.
The mighty Ohio.
Right now we are sitting to where Captina Creek flows into the Ohio River.
It's different from seeing it in a textbook. In textbook, it's just the pictures, but you can feel the wind and you can smell the water, and it's all real.
It's how we teach environmental science, how we teach all of our classes, is we learn about something that's specific to the area, and then we learn how that relates to everything else in the world and how that affects everything else in the world.
I think as an environmental science teacher, it's not just a science, it also talks about sociology and economics and includes people in the environment.
My children, they will think water is this thing that we can buy in the store.
There's a stronger feeling towards stewardship when you can think of a place on the map and you can think of a person.
You know, I'm becoming more educated, and so are my peers, and we can go educate more people.
The important thing about teaching watershed science is the term think globally but act locally. There's nothing more local than your watershed, and everybody on the planet lives in a watershed. And so if we can be aware of the conditions all around us in our watersheds, the world's going to be a better place. This doesn't apply just to the Captina watershed, it applies to anybody on the planet.
I'm Daniel Washburn. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina.
I'm from Bethesda, Ohio.
Soy de Otavalo, Ecuador.
I'm from Anchorage, Alaska.
Upcake, Saudi Arabia.
Kerala, India.
저는 한국 사람입니다.
Like the water that flows through our little Captina Creek, our students are going to go out into the world and cut their own channels and make their own change.